So, I'm about to retire from the Navy, 20 years. And I am planning a trip to Alaska. I'm going to drive from here in Chesapeake, Virginia Beach, Hampton Roads area of Virginia. Going to drive from here to Anchorage, Alaska, and back. It's something I've been thinking about for a while. My retirement gift to myself for years has always been a Electra Glide Standard, Harley. But here recently, well, back in 2012, I had to go out to San Diego again for about 9 months, and I drove. And it was one of the most enjoyable times of my life. I stopped at the southern rim of the Grand Canyon. I stopped in Roswell on the way there because I'm a nerd. And it was great. When I left to come back after those 9 months, I went up to Yosemite, and I was blown away. I can't. If you've never been somewhere like that, if you're like me, if you're from the East Coast, and I'm from New England, but Yosemite just blew me away, just like the Grand Canyon did, obviously. So, Alaska. At first, I really didn't want to plan the trip too much, just like I didn't plan other than getting to San Diego. When I drove out there. But seeing as how I'll be leaving February 28th, I'm going to have to do a lot of planning. Now, I had big plans when it came to photography stuff. Wanted to buy a 7D Mark II. I wanted to get the 70-200 Canon L lens. But it's probably not going to happen. And I've had to come to that realization. It's going to cost me, not even including if gas is more expensive in Canada or Alaska, because my trip there, I plan on going underneath the Great Lakes and then driving through most of Canada to get to Anchorage. It should be about $2,000 just in gas round trip to get there and back. That's the average price. Cost me about $100 to fill up my tank. I have a 35-gallon tank in the truck. Not including the money I have to put into the truck before I go. I got to buy 4 new tires, and they're going to be snow tires. I'm going to have to buy chains. I plan on buying a topper for it, a shell, and then building a bed in there and insulating it and having another battery to run a heater off of, because temperatures get below 35 or below zero to about up to 35 below zero. If I'm remembering what I looked up correctly, it gets pretty damn cold there. So there's, I got to buy a new battery for the truck. I got to make sure everything's good to go. So there's a lot of money just in that, just in preps. So I figured for this video, and I'm going to be doing a bunch of videos in my planning for going to Alaska. I mean, it's a big thing to me. Mainly, I'm going to go just because I want to, but I'm going to be taking tons of pictures and video. There were a couple moments driving out to San Diego where, lightning struck about 6 feet away from my truck, and I wish I had caught that on video. So I plan on having this GoPro, and I want to buy another one, at least one GoPro running the whole time during my trip. But we'll get into that. So let's talk about my cameras. Let's start with film first, because I do have a lot of that Tri-X or whatever it's called, the black and white film, and I will be using it. I mean, film is just so expensive. You know, first to buy and then to get developed properly. In my opinion, it's very expensive, but I do enjoy the look of it still. So, piece of junk, Rebel TI. It actually works pretty good for film. I've never had a problem with it. So there's number one, junk lens on it. And then here is my baby. This is what started me off in photography after my first disc camera that my mom had bought me when I was young. This was given to me after my mom's boyfriend passed away, this T70. And I love this camera. I really do. I can't say enough good things about it. This 50mm lens is just amazing. This 28mm JCPenney lens is pretty damn good. And this, whatever it is to 300 lens, is pretty good too. I love, you know, this is your zoom and this is your focus. I mean, it's all one movement. And I used to be pretty good at it back in the day. But I doubt I'll be using this. I might not even take this with me, obviously. Yeah, but who knows? If I got the room, I might. I mean, I'm driving my truck. So there's the film stuff out of the way. And I'm definitely going to try and get some good film pictures. Next up, we have my G15. I'm on a few photography groups on Facebook and forums, websites and stuff like that. And I don't hear enough about people using this camera or the 16. It's all about the new Sony or the new Canon, the G7 or whatever it is. I'm going to tell you guys, this G15, and I can't speak to the G16, but I'm assuming it should be better than this, right? This is an amazing little camera. You're never going to get it set up as fast as a DSLR, let's be honest. It's just not going to happen. It's slower to focus, but look at it. Look at the size. And the pictures it gets are pretty damn good. I wouldn't count this out. I can't see buying, an XT100 or whatever those Fujis are or anything like that over something like this. Because it has a retro look. Maybe the photos from something like that are better than come out of this, but I can't complain at all about the photos I get from this camera. So this is definitely going. The other thing is it takes great video, and for the size, obviously I'm going to get a big suction cup mount for inside the truck. So whether I'm recording with my iPhone 6, and I do have the 128 gigabyte version, so I've got room on it. Whether I'm recording with that or I'm recording with this inside the cab, because I like to talk a lot. So, yeah, if you don't have a pocket size, I think I paid like $600 for this new, and I'm sure you can get them for 400 and something used. So, you need to look into a camera like this if you don't have it. And then, obviously, my two favorites that I have, my 60D. This is just the 70-300 IS-USM lens. Around f11 it's good for sharpness, and even then it's tricky, even with a really fast shutter speed, and even with me putting it on something. I don't know if it's the lens or the body or me, one of the three, I'm sure. But this lens is hit or miss when it comes to sharpness right in the center of what you're focusing on. But I love the body. I have the back button focus. It's pretty fast. I mean, the buffer fills up really fast if you're heavy on the shutter button. But it's pretty good. I can't complain about it. I would love to have the 7D Mark II. It was something I wanted to already have, but I need to really start thinking about how much money I need to have in my pocket when I'm heading up there to Alaska, in case something goes wrong. So, 7D Mark II isn't in my future, not my near future at least. And then my 5D, and then we have the 85 1.8 that I just bought. I was using it today at the zoo, taking pictures of my daughter, and I actually took some pictures of animals. I mean, when they say that the 85 on a full frame is what you see, it really is. It's that same aspect. What you see is what this lens is going to see on a full frame. So pretty good. It was cloudy and overcast for most of the time. We were at the zoo, raining a little bit. So the pictures that I took weren't the best. And on one of them, I mean, the picture looks fine. It just pisses me off because even though the focus is sharp on my daughter, where there's more contrasty stuff around her, the focus looks sharper when you're not zoomed in, which was weird because I thought I missed focus. But as soon as I zoom in on her face and then move it over to where it looked sharper, it's not. It's just that the really contrasty areas, the lens really shines, in my opinion, from what I saw in my first use of it on an overcast day. So take it or leave it. I do like the lens. It got some really good pictures, and I'm really looking forward to using this in good light. So yeah, can't complain. $400, $419 for that lens. Obviously, Plastic Fantastic, Nifty 50. This will be the slap on the 60D or slap on, you know, this junker of a camera here and walk around and get some pictures and not even care. You know, I could lose the camera and the lens and I'd be like, oh, I lost that roll of film, I'm pissed. I wouldn't even care because it's so cheap. And you could pick up one of these bodies for nothing, you know. I doubt I'm even going to bring this lens, although I might. It's just the kit lens, the 18 to 55. It's a decent lens. This is obviously an older version of the lens. You can tell by the lens hood, or the lens cap, excuse me. But I don't think they've updated this lens at all, other than that lens cap. And then the 10 to 18, which I really haven't had a chance to use yet. Like I said, I just got it yesterday. But I'm really looking forward to capturing some vistas with this. Really am. So that's the photography stuff. And I wanted to have more. Like I said, I wanted to have that 7D Mark II. I would love to have a 5D Mark II. And just for the ISO, I think. And I'd really love to have that 70 to 200. I've thought about doing a GoFundMe page, you know, which at least to be honest with a GoFundMe, you know, instead of trying to do a Kickstarter for my company, you know, for Sargeek Photography, which that'd be crazy. What am I gonna do? Give out free pictures? Am I gonna fly out to your city if you donate me money to take pictures of you? So I thought about doing a GoFundMe page, but I'm just, you know, who's gonna give me money to buy equipment to go to Alaska? It just seems weird. Everybody seems to be doing it, and people seem to be making money at it, so maybe I should do it regardless. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Should I do it? I don't know. But no, I think this is going to be what I bring, and this is it. And it's a lot of stuff. I just wish I had a little bit better quality of some things. I mean, this body is 10 years old. I don't know how old the 60D is, but it's still a great body. I mean, so is the 5D. Let's be honest. But yeah, and I have my, where do you see this? I don't know how old this thing is. This thing's older than probably some of you watching the video, just like that Canon T70. This is my Tamrac Expedition 5 that I will be trying to store some of this in at least. Obviously I'm going to have to get another bag. But that's my setup now, and I can fit the 6D and the 5D and my G15 and a few lenses. I can fit all that in here. Tripod right in here, and that is one thing that I will have to buy another one. tripod I have is, I mean, it's fine, but it's not very sturdy. If the thing gets nicked by something, it's gonna break. So I've been looking at the Manfrottos, and that is a purchase I need to make. A good $200 probably. And that's about it. Just figured I'd share my first intro video for my trip to Alaska, and I'll keep going with these vids as I keep planning more stuff. So that's it.